Welcome back to the Fox's Den. I'm Roxanne, and this is one of my EDventures. This has got to be one of my favorite things, okay? I love connecting and building a community with my students. I would spend many weeks in the beginning of the school year doing this, and I would just continue all year through. I take all kinds of classes about it. I read up about it. I steal ideas all over Instagram and from my fellow colleagues. And I wanted to share with you some things that I think are important to do, especially because you will be probably more in a virtual classroom than you would be in the actual classroom, whether you're doing a hybrid or not at all. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that I like to do. So I really feel like even though you don't post everything on the Google Classroom, maybe you do Zoom meetings and you do Google Meets, you still can't touch. You're still not there. And the children miss that. There's no touching anymore. And so I like to send the children tangible things. So first, let me back up a little bit. If we were in my classroom all the time, I would constantly be putting little Post-it notes out for the kids. I would leave little messages for them, written hand messages in a note card or for whatever reason. I started to do this years ago when I had 32 kids in my classroom, and I felt like the day went by or the week went by and Sammy Sue in the corner I never talked to all week. Because you know how some children just engage you more than others. And I was like, I can't have that. So I used to ask for Christmas time for all this cool little different kinds of stationery. I'd collect it from all over, from the Dollar Tree to Oriental Trading to just little boutique-y kind of stores, right? And what I would do is I would handwrite at least 2 to 3 a day and leave it out on their desks or in their personal space or whatever. But now my classroom size has gone down, thank goodness. And I think the most I've ever had is 27 recently. But anyway, my point is, I still like to do that. And the kids like to do that for each other. So when you are doing your virtual classroom, sending an email, that's all that they see anymore. Nothing is handwritten. There's nothing to touch. So it was my mission to send things to the children. So the first thing that I did, and I suggest you do this too, is that I asked the parents if it would be okay if I had the address of where the children currently were, where they were quarantining, because a lot of them had to leave them with another family member and they had different addresses. And they sent them on. Believe it or not, not that many changed. And then what else I like to do is I like to tell the parents up front that it is my plan for the children to interact with each other through snail mail. So if it would be okay, they would let me know if I'm allowed to give out their address. So if Tom wants to send to Lucretia a note in the mail, with the permission, of course, from the parents ahead of time, and I just check it off my little list that I have, I will share it. Okay, so here are some of the things first that I did. First of all, you have to invest in stamps. Just go get some stamps. It's not that expensive. It's inexpensive. And if you do postcards, the postcard stamps are even less. And you can put inside the envelope anything up to an ounce. Believe it or not, there's quite a lot that you could put in there. And I will show you some of the things that I did. So you just stick it in there. Sometimes I would just put it in there with no return address or anything and ship it off. And the kids would be like, who sent me that? Mr. DeRenzis, was that from you? And I did all kinds of funny things. So let me tell you, we had a theme in our Google Classroom. I did a Google Classroom transformation. It was all about food, and I connected it with social studies and ELA. Anyway, I sent them, I got these pretty colored note cards, and I wrote a 2-ingredient recipe on each one and just stuck it in the mail for them, and put it in an envelope and sent it on its way. And they were like, Ms. DeRenzis, did you give us that delicious recipe? I'm like, yes, who's going to make it? And then another thing that's really lightweight that you could send, I bought summer tattoos, a whole giant package, and I will link all of this below where you can get all this stuff from Amazon. So these were summer themed. So these are tattoos. They're lightweight. I did a baseball theme. I had all of these. One of these bracelets is way under an ounce. So there's this that you can just slip in there with a little note to them. I had a pencil, fancy dancy pencil. By the way, this pencil, I love this pencil. This is one of the last that I have. There's this wonderful young man who is on our inspiration wall, and he is local to us. We are from South Jersey. He is from North Jersey. His name is Jayden Perez. Holy moly. I'll link his stuff below too. He came and spoke to our school, and we've done missions with him. Like, he does great things for the community. Anyway, these are pencils he had made, and I can slip them in because they're under an ounce. Pop rocks. You could say, you know, you've been rocking virtual learning or whatever, you rock, whatever. And these, I got a whole bucket load of these because these can be expensive. But it was a tube and it was lightweight. And I did beach balls because I did a summer theme. And they have a little beach ball they can blow up. So I did things that they would like and they would use. Now, currently at Target, they have these for $1.99. I grabbed 2 because I didn't want to be greedy. There's 15 in a pack. It looks like a postcard, but it'll fit in an envelope. It is very lightweight, and it's so cute because this is for the parents. The one side says, a note to tell you how awesome your child is. Parent mail, AKA not a bill. The other side you can fill out, and there's a little snail, okay? So this you can put in a regular piece of mail along with something for the kid, okay, the kiddo. You could put these both and it would still be under the ounce. Let me take a drink. Okay, so something else is to get real postcards. And they're only 35 cents and get that type of a stamp, put that on and send it postcard wise. So now something else I like to do is, if I am sending something special to a student, I would include a postcard already stamped, not filled out. And I would encourage that child to choose someone that they would like to praise or compliment. Remember my sign, I don't know if you saw the video, is, you know, this means you want to make a comment, but it's also to praise. And we would praise each other in our class all the time. The kids would come back, open up their Chromebook, and there'd be a Post-it in there from someone or a little note inside their locker. So we could do this too. So let's say that Juan said, I write him a little special note, put it in a card, and I mail it, and I include in there a postcard with a stamp. And I'll say, Juan, when you feel like it, think about someone maybe you've been working with virtually, maybe someone who's been contributing a lot, or maybe they're having a hard time and you want to give them an encouraging word or whatever. That's for you to mail. And then they will tell me the child's name. And if I have permission, I will give them the address. The whole key is to get that done. You know, when you're filling out forms in the beginning of the year and you're getting all kinds of information, this is just something new that we're going to use. I'm going to use especially, and you should too. You should ask for because they might have one address for the district, but because they're quarantining, they may have another address. So I ask for that, and I also ask for permission, and I explain to them why I'm doing this. I want the children to be able to communicate with each other, and I'm only going to give out the address if it is asked. So those are some of my ideas. I feel like it is so important. I know I talked really fast, blah, blah, blah. That's that South Jersey in me. It's just so important to build a community. And then the rest of the year, when terrible things happen, or like this pandemic, or when tough things happen, you get through them. The children trust you. You know what it is that they need. The parents trust you. And I always tell my kiddos, we're actually a family. Sometimes some things will go down and I will shut that door and I'll say, we have to have a family conversation. We have to help each other out. You know, Mary Jane's having a tough time. Eduardo's having a tough time. We're going to have to stick by him. And these are the kinds of conversations that we would have. But it's going to be hard to do that, especially if you're in a situation where you're not even going to get to meet your children face to face for the first time. It's going to be something like this. Or if you have and you're only spending 1 to 2 days with them and all the rest is like this. If you go on an A-B schedule, you're gonna have half your class at this time, half at the other time. You don't know if they know each other. And then let's say December, you all have to be back. So it's just a way to build a community and to have fun with it. You should have a really good time with it. I get excited knowing I'm gonna send it out to them. Of course, you can do a prepaid stamp. You could do however you want. A box of envelopes does not cost a lot. I'll link all that below. I got a lot of my stuff from Target and a lot of stuff from Amazon. So try it out. It is a good thing. Build that community, make those connections. I'm just sharing some ideas. If you have any good ideas, please share them with me. Make a comment below. All right, you have a good day or a good night, and thank you for joining me on my adventure.